times in a row on the breath. Here we go. Inhale. Lengthen up. Exhale, weight on your heels, long back until you need to round. And then inhale, come to a spine stretch forward, fingers wherever you need them to be. And on the exhale here, you're gonna go a little deeper into this stretch. So this is a hamstring stretch. You may feel it through the glutes as they come in and meet your hamstrings. And then on an inhale, remember, bend the knees as you need to, but straight back, coming all the way back up. Press those heels into the floor. And inhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale, sweep up. Try to move with the breath here. Exhale, diving forward, palms down. You're gonna inhale, nice long stretch, and then exhale, go a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come all the way up to the top and lift. And exhale, palms to the heart center. Check in with that pelvis, make sure you're not arching. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flow forward, round the back as you need to. Inhale, nice long spine stretch forward. And then on an exhale, a little bit deeper, crown of the head down. You're looking through those legs. They're straight if you can. They're slightly bent if you need to. On the inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale. Fingertips come down and right together. Good. Now this time, we're going to go on to the next step. So inhale, same beginning. And then exhale, diving forward. Inhale, come into that nice long spine stretch, and we're gonna step back here into a plank pose. So reaching back behind you, you're gonna push back through your heels, holding on to that nice long straight line. But it's important that you're not here, so I want you to push back. That makes everything a little longer, a little straighter. Soften the elbows though. Inhale at the top. And then exhale as you lower down, and then we inhale coming up into what we call, we come down in chaturanga. This is an upward facing dog. Open up, shoulders back. And then on the exhale, curl those toes. Use your belly strength to come into a downward facing dog. You're gonna open up your whole hands. So let's look at the hands for a second here. And I want you to make sure that the crease of your wrist is parallel with the front of your mat. You're going to inhale to raise those hips up, and exhale and send your heels down into the floor. Inhale again here, and then exhale. Open up that entire hand. Use your thumb and your index finger. We tend to not put weight there, so remind yourself of that. And on the next exhale, I want you to step forward, one foot at a time, and allow your forehead to come down. Now we'll come all the way back to standing, so bend the knees if you need to. And then exhale, hands back to the heart. And let's repeat that twice more with the breath. Here we go, inhale. And exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come into a nice long spine stretch front. And then exhale, stepping back into your plank pose. Push back through your heels, but soften those elbows. Inhale. Exhale and lower down. Then inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Tops of your feet are actually pushing down on the floor. Your knees can be down or your knees can be up. You're gonna curl those toes under and then lift with your belly strength. Come back into downward facing dog. Send those heels back. Open up and wake up every one of those digits. So press through your thumb and your index finger. Allow your forehead to drop down. Breathe through. So down dog is a resting pose, believe it or not. When you first start, it may feel very awkward, but this is the opportunity to just open up through your shoulders and open up through your hips and through your lower back. So while we're here this time, let's just bring your right hand over on top of your left and hold hold this stretch. So you're gonna get a little longer stretch through your right side. And bring that hand back into the center, and let's do the same thing with the left arm. Bring it over to the side, lift yourself up and back, and then bring that hand back and press. Nice job, whole hand is open here. Check in with your breath, make sure it's not choppy. And then on the end of your exhale, step forward, right between your hands. And allow your head to come down. And on an inhale, come all the way back to the top, lift, and then exhale. Hands back to the heart center. Good, we'll do that one more time. We're gonna add in a couple other stretches throughout. So watch for those. Inhale and come up. And then exhale, dive forward, away to your heels. Inhale, lengthen forward into a nice long spine stretch. Exhale, and step back. You're in that plank pose, making sure you're pushing back through your heels. You're pressing with your hands, but your elbows are soft. Take a breath at the top, and then exhale and lower. We inhale, coming into that upward facing dog. Shoulders back, chest and sternum forward. And then exhale, toes curl under, and lift into your down dog. Good, so a couple of things here. We're gonna increase the stretch here. And let's do that by just waking up the foot. So we call this as a downward dog, and this is walking the dog. And we just literally tread through the feet. So allow yourself to kind of press slightly on the toes, go through the ball of the feet, go all the way to the heel, even raising the toes. So you're rocking all the way through, forward and back. And then I want you to carry it a little bit more to the side. So you're gonna feel yourself kind of going deep into your hip on either side. Drop that forehead down. This is one of the greatest shoulder openers. So I know that some of us carry our tension. And by us, I mean females primarily. We carry our tension in our upper back and our neck. And so it may seem ironic that supporting yourself here is actually going to help you decrease that tension, but think of the idea here. We tighten it up, we contract and use those muscles, because afterward what happens is a relaxation effect. So you may find that when you've finished, unless you're really in a condition or have a situational tension that you simply is really severe, you cannot get rid of, then it may not be the best time for you to do this. But ordinarily, this is a great release. So send those heels down. On the end of your next exhale, look forward between your hands. And let's step forward with both feet. Now, we're also going to add another stretch right here. So what I want you to do is slip your palms, palm up, underneath your feet. So what's happening is your toes are really about at your wrist. So you're kind of on an angle here. I want you to drop your head down and then just allow yourself to be where you need to be for your knees. If you need to soften your knees and bend them, that's okay. But if you can, I want you to try to straighten those legs. And what I want you to feel is like your tailbone, you're trying to point it at the ceiling. So actually lift it up. Don't hold your breath. Straightening those legs. So when you're in that position, you're going to feel a deeper stretch potentially through the hamstrings and back of the knees. Maybe most of all, a little bit through the calf, depending on where you have the tension. So it should be a comfortable tension. Now I want you to bend your knees and go ahead and take your hands out, but we're going to flip that. So I want you to take the heel of your hand, the biggest, thickest part of it, and I want you to put it under the heel of your foot. So now you're propelling yourself to almost fall over, so you don't need to go there. But I want you to drop your head again and raise your hips up. And again, straighten the legs if you can. Lift up, and again, tailbone toward the ceiling is your goal. Sit down. Keep breathing. Straightening the legs a little bit more if you can. A little bit deeper, a little bit higher in your hamstrings. And go ahead and take your hands out. Now I want you to feel how much can you bring your hands back down to the floor. Is it looser? Do you have more range of motion than you did? Those were significant stretches, so I want you to soften your knees. And this is the only one we're gonna actually roll up. So tailbone comes under first. I want you to feel like you're articulating each vertebra as you roll back to the top. So in this position, standing position, go ahead and take your arms all the way up as well. Lift up. And then exhale, take your hands to the heart center. Remember, you're stretching beyond your fingertips. Palms back in. Nice. Now we're gonna come down. We're gonna do another down for your warrior or your sun salutation 1. Sun salutation 2, we're gonna go into a side plank to work again on a shoulder opener. So strengthening it first with the idea of then we can actually get in there and stretch those muscles out and they will relax a little bit more. So know who you are, right? Whether this is appropriate. We're gonna raise up, inhale. And exhale, dive forward. Inhale, nice long spine stretch to the front. And then exhale, step back. Push back into that plank pose. Inhale right here. We lower down, this is called chaturanga. Inhale, sweep forward into your upward facing dog. Open your chest, pull the shoulders back. And then exhale, and lift up, sending your heels down into the floor. Still opening up your palms, using each of those fingers. So index finger and your thumb wide open. Drop your head down. Good, now what I'm doing as I look through my hands is I'm gonna take my left hand and I'm gonna move it right between both, where both were, so halfway. And I'm gonna allow my feet to scissor. Then I'm gonna take my arm and lift it up. And with this arm, I'm really pushing, but I'm not locking this elbow. So lift up, raise your hips high, lift and open. Raise that up. Lift, open the chest, keep pressing, and keep breathing. Exhaling out here. Keep pushing, lift the hips. And then exhale, bring your hands back in. Easy right here. Inhale at the top, push back through the heels and we lower down. Good, inhale. A lot of upper body strength in yoga. At least this type of practice. And then exhale and push down. We're gonna rotate it as opposed to staying here. As you rotate to the side, again, I want you to think about lifting up here. So you're not allowing that to go straight. You're pushing it up, lifting up, even opening to the back. This arm pushing with strength, but slightly bent at the elbow. So lift, just lengthen, feel the strength and the length that you have here. And the producer is getting in the set. Here we go. Take a deep breath in. You're gonna exhale, go ahead and close that up. Come back into the plank, push those strong into those heels. Exhale, lower down. And then inhale, come up and open back. Exhale. Come into your downward facing dog. Yeah. And relax. Allowing your head to fall down is important so you're not straining right here. Breathe out. And then exhale. I want you to look at your feet and step forward on the end of your exhale. Allow your forehead to come down. And on it, inhale, bending your knees or you using straight legs, come all the way up to the top. And then exhale, drop your hands down, bring your palms to the center, soften those knees.